guys.
Hello.
Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Lopezes.
Keeping up with the Lopezes.
Yeah. So today we're going to do a little bit different type of video where we're just going to sit down and answer 10 questions that I have right here on my phone and do a little Q&A. So come with us as we answer these questions and you guys get to know us a little bit more.
Yeah, very exciting video. Yeah.
Come along, join the ride. KUWTL means Christian by your side. From coast to coast, we explore. Every day's an adventure, who could ask for more? Keeping up with the Lopezes, life's an open road. Keeping up with the Lopezes, every story, every episode.
Okay, first question.
Question
How
one.
did we meet?
We met on a dating site called Christian Mingle. Summer of 2022. We have gone through we've gone through relationships that didn't really last, and we were giving Christian Mingle a shot, and we were about to give up. Me personally, I went on a lot of dates, and it wasn't really clicking. I was kind of also getting over a bad breakup the year before. But I was trusting in the Lord, trusting in God that He would bring me the right person at the right time. And I was about to give up, and I was like, okay, I'll go on one more date, and I'll talk to whoever I go on next would be the person that I would try one more time with on this site. And if it doesn't work, maybe I shouldn't be on Christian Mingle. And that person just happened to be her. And we ended up clicking, and things kind of took off from there.
Yes, similar to Christian, I had dated a few people before and it wasn't working out, and I was about to give up too. I was like, forget this. If God wants me to be single for the rest of my life, so be it. We'll roll with it. But then Christian slid into my DMs, as the kids say nowadays, and the rest is history. I think our first date at Starbucks, of all places.
Yes.
We were there for 4 hours.
Yeah, so we met at. I was living in Parker, Colorado at the time. I grew up in Denver, the Denver area, particularly a suburb in Aurora called Centennial, and I was living in Parker, Colorado at the time, and she was here in Pueblo. And so we decided to meet in Colorado Springs as kind of the middle point for us. Mm-hmm. And we met at the Starbucks there. And we were both late. She was a little bit later than I.
Yeah.
And but we really hit it off. We talked about everything: our faith, our lives, music, movies. And it was 4 hours. It didn't feel like 4 hours. And I could have gone on more, but then I saw my watch, and I didn't want to look like a blabbermouth. So, yeah, but it just felt supernatural, and I didn't want to come across as needy, so at the end we ended it, and we really hit it off, and I waited a full 24 hours to text her back, because again, I didn't want to be needy, but I texted her back, and she answered like 10 seconds later, and we just been talking ever since, and just kept going and seeing each other, and just grew more and more in love with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
got married in August of 23.
Yeah, so little more than a year later, we were married.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Question number 2.
Numero dos.
Tell us, Christian, do we have any pets?
Yes, we have a basset hound named Frank, who's almost 2 years old. He's a terror. He destroys things, but we love him to death. He looks funny and cute, and he's really great to cuddle. And he's a sweet guy. He just has a lot of anxiety when we're gone. But yeah, awesome little dog. And then we also have Ollie, who is a French bulldog, not even a year old. We've had him since like what, September?
Yeah, about September.
And yeah, been.
He's also a terror in his own way.
He's
at least a little more well behaved than his big brother Frank, but
in some things.
in some ways, in some
Yeah.
other ways, he's not. But we love them. They are our little family, and
Yep.
we would not trade them for the
They're
entire
our
world.
fur babies, and for now, they're our main priority outside of God and us and other family. They are the family.
They are like our children who are forever 2-year-olds because, as many of you know, dogs do not really mature until they're later in life. So we've got a while to go until we have a clean house and nice things.
Yes.
They like to destroy things. Yeah, those are our fur children, and I'll insert a clip so you can see.
Here they are.
All right, what is our favorite book? I think for both of us, our number one is of course the Bible.
The Bible. It's
the precious Word of God. You know, you can't compare with that.
No, it's the blueprint of our faith. It's the blueprint of our faith. God speaks to us through it, and yeah, that's what we believe in our worldview.
Yep.
But outside of the Bible, I guess you say 66 books.
That's true.
But outside of the Bible, my personal favorite book is Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I read it as a kid. I haven't read it in quite a while though, but I just love Jules Verne and his writings, and I just love like science fiction, fantasy, and you can't really get better than 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I'm trying to get back into reading outside of the Bible. I started the Star Wars Expanded Universe. I started with the Thrawn trilogy, the first book, Heir to the Empire. I'm not a big fan of the sequel trilogy that came out by Disney about a decade ago. And so this was kind of like helping me get back into reading the other sequel trilogy that not too many people know about. And so far, I'm about a third of the way through, and it's a pretty good book, but I'm gonna try to start reading more of the Star Wars Expanded Universe to get better content than what Disney might be putting out, but also exercising my brain at the same time. So yeah.
Wow. Mine is the Hunger Games series. I've read the first original 3 books probably 3 or 4 times now. And I read the most recent one that Suzanne Collins came out with. It was a little over a year ago. And she's coming out with one on March 18th, which I've already pre-ordered, so I'm waiting for that to come in the mail so I can get my hands on it and read it. But I just love the story. I love the heroism in it. I love the message at the end, you know, good conquers evil, and I just think it's great. So, those are our favorite books. Alright, numero 4, or 4. What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, that's a tough one for me. It's actually kind of a tie between 2 movies, Back to the Future and Field of Dreams. But I think I'm going to go with Back to the Future just a tad more. I love Back to the Future ever since I was a kid. Again, I'm a big sci-fi guy. But it's also a timeless story of like love and helping family and just imagination. It's also got a tight script with very clever dialogue and jokes, suspenseful set pieces, amazing setup and payoff. It's a lot of people. I'm not okay, I didn't go to film school, but I am kind of a film buff, and I've heard countless people say that who've studied film and say that it's like the best script, and I kind of agree because again, the dialogue and just how it's written is so good. So I'll probably have to go with Back to the Future.
You can tell he's a movie buff because I'm just like, I like The Lion King. That's my favorite movie.
It's a great
I just
movie,
leave it
though.
at that. It is a very cinematic masterpiece. I will say, okay, Disney, I love you, but like, the live action remakes were not necessary, I think.
No.
Some people love them. I personally don't, especially the original story that they redid. I just feel like it didn't do it justice. I remember seeing that and actually like cringing. But the original animated Lion King and even the sequel, I think they're great movies. So.
Yeah, I really like The Lion King too. It's it's probably Disney's best animated movie, I think. So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that movie too. But my favorite movie's gotta go with Back to the Future. Such a classic.
Both great movies.
Both great movies.
Question number 5. What's our favorite ride at the Disney parks? And we're actually aligned on this one. We both have the same favorite.
Spaceship Earth.
Yes, and actually I didn't know about this ride. I didn't even know this ride existed, guys, until we went on our honeymoon to Disney, the Disney parks in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "There's a there's a ride in the big golf ball thing," and I was like, "What?" Sure enough, got on this short little line, which people you're missing out.
Yeah.
And I was shook. Yep, it's a great ride.
It is a great ride. So I love Spaceship Earth, and the reason why I love it, there's multiple reasons, personal reasons, lots of reasons, but I'll try to condense it. One is I'm a fan of retro. Well, one, I'm a fan of old school Disney's kind of view of an optimistic future, a future that is better, and humanity becomes better too as time goes on, and a clean future, a cool future. And also, I'm a fan of retro science fiction too. Again, I love Star Wars. I love Back to the Future, Jules Verne, and it's kind of that perfect Molotov cocktail blend of both. And it's just such a positive ride. I love history. I almost minored in history, and it's got, each thing, it just shows, different ways of how the world has communicated with each other. I just love the animatronics. I love the smell. I love the technology used in the ride. I rode it with my parents as a kid. One of the last rides I rode with my father. One of the first rides I rode with her. It's just a masterpiece of a ride, and it's just near and dear to my heart. And I think it just represents that kind of those old school values that I wish Disney kind of returned back to, apolitical and just positive. And I love Spaceship Earth. It's a fantastic ride. Epcot in general is probably my. We'll answer that later, but Spaceship Earth is my favorite Disney ride.
It's a whole other question and debate.
Yeah.
Not even debate, but like trying to figure out which one's your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of tough.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 6 is kind of a more lighthearted question. Not that these are all super deep, but our favorite go-to fast food order. I love a good burger and fries. If it's McDonald's, I get the Big Mac fry combo. Same thing, Wendy's, the Dave's double fry combo. I guess I gotta go with classic burger and fries.
And
Arnold Palmer drink.
That's true. You got a good Arnold Palmer, if I could say that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a chicken nugget or chicken strip, really. Like Chick-fil-A, all day.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the nugs or give me the chicken strips. My dad likes to say it's because I'm part Filipina that I just love chicken, which is true because Filipinos love chicken. I don't know why. It's a versatile meat, okay?
You can't go too wrong with chicken.
Yeah, so that's probably my go-to is either chicken nuggets or chicken strips. Alright guys, question number 7. If we could live anywhere, where would it be? I'm gonna say, full confidence, Orange County, California, because it's gorgeous. Disney's there.
Mm-hmm.
We've met some of the nicest people ever there. Like, everybody's super respectful. Okay, and you get into like the more bougie parts of California, and they can be kind of snobby, which I guess comes with the territory. But Orange County was gorgeous. We went there last year for a little vacation and kind of a anniversary trip, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah, I would have to pick Orange County, California too. It's just, well, one, I love the weather in California in general. It's just the 300 days of sunshine. Who doesn't love that? I love the beaches. The beaches in Orange County are fairly clean. Not a lot of homeless. A lot of fun things to do, family friendly for the most part. I also like that the politics isn't too insane in that part of California compared to the rest of the state.
Yeah.
It's more moderate, and I like places that are just kind of moderate and kind of keeps that to itself, and it's not out in the open all the time. And just yeah, Disney's there. There's a lot of fun things to do there. I love the Orange Circle. Just I don't know. It's just a good. There's a lot of great malls and places to eat. And it's just yeah, friendly people, and it's not bougie, but it's not a ghetto either. And so I just really like Orange County. It was kind of a tough one because I also really like Florida, and I also love the Colorado mountains too. I think that would be so cool to live in the mountains, but I would have to go. I would have to go with Orange County. It's just so nice there. I wish it wasn't so expensive, otherwise you might be there. But yeah, it's just a nice place. Never know, one day. But yeah.
Alrighty. Who are some of our favorite YouTubers? I will let you go.
Yeah, I think our answer would probably be the same. We really like travel YouTubers. I think that's kind of what we wish to accomplish one day with this channel,
Yeah.
is the travel. But yeah, I really like Adam the Woo. He's just wholesome content. He doesn't curse. He shows cool places around the world. Again, apolitical. Just awesome guy. Loves Disney. Loves Universal. And then Justin Scarred. His personality after a while can get kind of old, but I do love, and I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a really good guy, but I do love how well edited his videos are and the places he chooses to go to too. For anywhere from Disney to Route 66 to Paris, he just has an interesting outlook on those places, and he has very well produced videos. I also like Ordinary Adventures. They're kind of very well produced videos. They seem like a very friendly couple. They're very charismatic, and they show. I just love where they go. And then outside of the travel YouTubers, I also really like movie reviewers like Jeremy Johns, and people like that. And I like a whole bunch of stuff, but I'd have to go with maybe overall, maybe Adam the Woo might be my favorite YouTuber. But there's a lot of good content out there.
Yeah, I love Adam the Woo as well. Ordinary Adventures, Justin Scarred is cool. I also like lifestyle people that do vlogs and stuff. So like Lauren Norris, Keeping Up with the Ballingers. And we can't forget our brothers and sisters in Christ.
Yes.
Like Pastor Saldivar and Pastor Vlad. Within the deliverance community as well.
Todd White.
Todd White. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
They're just awesome.
Yeah. There's so many good pastors too.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are definitely some go-tos for us.
Definitely fans of the YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube is most of the stuff I watch outside of movies is YouTube. YouTube is the biggest. I think it's the way for most people. It's probably the biggest entertainment platform ever. So, yeah.
All right, who is our favorite superhero? Mine is definitely Wonder Woman. I mean, think about it. She's pretty, but she also can kick butt, and that's what we like. Girls who can kick butt. Because yes, it's fun to be pretty, but when you have a little bit of grit, that's always awesome as well.
Yes, and outside of Jesus, it's a tough one for me. It's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Batman. I was gonna say Spider-Man because Spider-Man is just so wholesome.
Classic.
And he always fights for good morals and values, and he's an ordinary guy outside of being Spider-Man, and that's got its appeal. But Batman, I just love the complexity of the character. He's more of a gray superhero at times, or depending on which version. There's the more campier Batmans. There's a lot of things you can do with Batman, and I love the Christopher Nolan Batman where he's training to be not just a kind of a judge and executioner, but more of someone who fights evil, but also gives them a chance to change. So that's why he doesn't kill anybody. So I really like that take of Batman, and also when you throw in the Joker and how that changes his how that really challenges his morals, but he still holds true to it. Is very fascinating to watch and very well done. So I'd probably have to go with Batman.
Last question. What's our favorite TV show?
I feel like we might have, and you could argue you could do this with movies too, but I feel like we might have to do this in either sitcom or drama. So my favorite sitcom, and I think Dell's favorite sitcom, is The Office.
Yes.
It's just so freaking funny.
It's hilarious.
Mainly the seasons with Michael Scott.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for the show after Michael Scott left. And we're talking about the American one, although the UK one is pretty funny too. But yeah, the American Office is just, it's a classic. Steve Carell is just a comedian for ages to come. Just amazing stuff, amazing writing. Some of the most gut-wrenchingly funny scenes ever filmed. So, favorite sitcom, I gotta go with The Office.
Agreed. It's hilarious, and I hadn't watched it until last year with Christian. He was like, "Have you never seen The Office?" And I was like, "No."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I did because it's hilarious. We even got my sister to watch it, and she
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
So definitely,
It's probably, in my opinion, the funniest show. I mean, Seinfeld comes close.
it does.
Seinfeld, Frasier, those shows come close. Friends, those Big Bang Theory. There's a lot of great sitcoms, but I think The Office
takes the cake?
has gotta take the cake.
Okay, and what about drama?
Drama. Oh. So there's I love TV shows. Cobra Kai. Oh
That's
my
my
gosh, that's so good. But I might have to go with I'm a big Star Trek fan as well. I might have to go with Deep Space Nine, only because it was a different take on Star Trek, something that's more serious, but also with compelling characters, without betraying the story. And it literally did the season long arcs in the 90s before that was really a thing. And so it's a great show. Another close one is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I haven't showed her it yet,
Yeah.
but it's a television cartoon show, but it's done so well. It's like a Eastern version of Lord of the Rings, if you haven't seen it. So yeah, those shows are close. I don't know, I might have to pick Cobra Kai as well. I barely Deep Space Nine, but Cobra Kai is close too.
Cobra Kai is brilliant.
It is.
Again, I never got really into the classic movies, so last year I also saw Karate Kid for the first time. Which brilliant.
Karate Kid, the first one is in my top 10 favorite movies. That I have to do a top 10 one of these days.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the Karate Kid movies. It's the movies near and dear to my heart. I'm not a big fan of the Jaden Smith one. I know it has its fans. It's just because the first one was so near and dear to my heart. It's just kind of hard for me to really get into the Jaden Smith one. But Cobra Kai, man, it takes the Karate Kid mythos, if you will, to a whole nother level. It introduces new characters while also respecting the old, and both compelling written characters. I might have to go with Cobra Kai, actually.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I might have to go with Cobra Kai as my favorite drama.
Yeah.
It's just so well done. The characters are so well written. It did kind of teeter off at the end, I'm going to have to admit, with the final season. Although it kind of got back on track with the last few episodes.
Yeah.
But it's just such a good show. And I wish Star Wars kind of paid attention to Cobra Kai and how it's treated its legacy characters while also promoting new stuff. I think that's the way to do it, is how Cobra Kai But yeah, I digress. But yeah,
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is a great show. So those are our favorite TV shows.
Yeah. Bonus question.
So we have a bonus question. I think we need to answer what is our favorite Disney park. I'll let you go first.
Rude. He's putting me on the spot. Okay. It's a tie. Sometimes it's a tie, and sometimes it's not. My favorite Disney park is probably Disneyland in California. It's just the original OG park. You can feel more of Walt's, dream of how he wanted it to be, and it's a smaller park, but it's all the details. But at the same time, you have Epcot, which as a kid I was like, Epcot. And now as an adult, you love it so much more. And I mean, there's just so many great rides there. The food's awesome. So probably Disneyland. I'll just have to give it up for the OG park.
So my answer is pretty much the same. I will, like I said before, Spaceship Earth is my favorite ride. I think it probably is the best theme park ride of all time, in my humble opinion.
Yep.
You can't really beat that. Close is the original Pirates, so it's like, there's some days I might, yeah, it's just some days I might have it on the same level as Spaceship Earth, but most of the time I like Spaceship Earth better. But my answer is very much the same, where I love Epcot, and again, it's vision of the future, and it's retro sci-fi feel, especially in the first half of the park, the Future World Park. Just the original rides, and the sad thing is and don't get me wrong, Guardians of the Galaxy seems, I actually haven't ridden it yet, but I've heard it's an amazing roller coaster. But I kind of liked how the old Epcot had more of its own original stuff in regards to rides, instead of relying on IPs. But it's still an awesome park. And again, the other half, not Future World, but World Showcase is also really fun too, and just traveling around the world. But so I freaking love Epcot, but I'd have to say, as parks go, I have to go with the original Disneyland, only barely. I freaking love the original Disneyland. It's not as big as the Magic Kingdom and Disney World, but like Delaney said, it's got way more detail. You feel more of the her phone was going off. You feel more of like Walt's like touch on the place. I just love Main Street. I love how classic Americana it is. I love the history that it represents, again, in regards to Main Street or Tom Sawyer's Island, but it also combines well with like the jungle in Tomorrowland, again, another great representation of the future, in Fantasyland. It's like all this stuff comes together, and now Star Wars Land. Now all this stuff comes together, and on paper you're like, this sounds actually super random and uneven, but it just works so well in the grand scheme of creating just an immersive adventure. And it's an adventure every time. It makes me feel like a little kid wanting to be a pirate, or exploring the jungle, or riding Star Tours and pretending to blow up the Death Star. It's just so well done, and again, it just has that classic American Disney feel that you can't replicate anywhere. The train, and just like all of Walt's love for, again, what made America great in the past and also in the world, just like coming together in this beautiful, bow, all tied together. So I love the original Disneyland. Again, it's tough, but not a lot more than Epcot. Epcot is close, but yeah, you can't beat the original Disneyland. It's probably the best theme park ever.
Yep.
But yeah.
Those are our favorite Disney theme parks.
Yeah, so that is our video, and if you have any more questions, comment them down below, or comment them throughout the videos that we've posted, and we can make a part 2 of this.
Yeah, definitely. We want to thank you guys for watching as always.
Part 2.
And appreciate all the views and stuff. We just want you all to know that Jesus loves you and
And God bless.
And God bless you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.